guys, welcome back to my channel. So I already know this is gonna be like the longest video ever. I might actually have to cut it into 2 videos because I feel like there's a lot of stuff I want to say in this video and there's a lot of products I want to go through in this video. So first of all, let me just explain. So a little while back, like probably like a month or a month and a half ago, I filmed a video where I talked about my favorite, like best of the best holy grail used and abused products. And I made a comment in that video that I was in the process of decluttering my current collection and that I had a whole bunch of products that I wanted to get rid of, but I wasn't ready to get rid of them yet, and that I had a specific reason why. So here's my theory. Actually, I have like so many things I want to say and I'm not really too sure like how to start. Okay, let me back up just a minute. So I have this big giant thing full of makeup and it got to the point where I couldn't fit things in there without it looking very, very messy. And I don't like that. I like things to be very organized, very like pretty, very like just, I'm a little bit like anal retentive where I want things to be like very, very like precise. And it got to the point where I couldn't do that with my makeup. And then I started to really think about just like decluttering and like decluttering my life, and like I started to read books about like organization and decluttering. I did this a lot because I was getting ready to move. So if you're new to my channel, I just recently moved completely across the country from Phoenix, Arizona to Charlotte, North Carolina. And in that process, I wanted to get rid of a bunch of stuff. For one, because I didn't want to move it across the country. It just doesn't make sense to move things across the country that you don't use anymore. And for two, I'm at a point in my life where quality over quantity is where my mindset is. And I wasn't always that person. I used to be the person that was like more. And I wanted to just buy everything and have everything. And I was very attached to things and products and things. And I'm not like that anymore. I don't know if I just grew out of it, if it was a phase, if that happens when you grow up. But I've gotten to the point where I'm just decluttering things left and right. Not just my makeup, but like my kitchen stuff, my clothing, blankets, towels, just things, decorations, candles, just like things are just that, they're things. And I feel like they kind of bog you down and clutter your life and like fog your vision, you know, mentally of course. And I want my life to be like lighter and less cluttery, if that makes sense. So I got to the point where I was reading books and things like that, and I read this book called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, which I know some of you have probably heard of before. But basically that book goes over different organizational and kind of decluttering methods. And one of the methods in there is like the KonMari method, I think is what it's called. But basically, if you take a product and you hold it in your hand, does it bring you joy? Does it make you happy? Does it bring you joy? And if it doesn't, get rid of it. So I kind of followed that method a lot when decluttering my makeup specifically because I have so much. And when you think about it, like you can only use so much makeup. Before it goes bad, makeup goes bad. Makeup doesn't stay good forever, it goes bad. Even the powders eventually go bad. And it's kind of like, do I really need 75 palettes? I'm never going to use 75 eyeshadows in my entire life. So whether that means giving them to somebody who can use it, selling it and making some more money, it's just, I shouldn't have bought them in the first place really, but the fact is I have them now, so what do I do with them, you know? So I guess long story short, I went through all of my drawers, and this is just the last round of decluttering. I did a ton of decluttering when I was moving. I got rid of probably like 300 products, and I didn't film any of that. I didn't do a video like this for any of that because I was moving and I was very busy and I didn't have the time to do it. And I know a lot of you guys would have liked to see that, but I did save this last round. So once we moved and I was unpacking my makeup and setting up my new station, that gave me like the final chance to throw in those products that I was on the fence about. So I like to do my decluttering like in phases, and so phase 1 is like all the stuff that I know for sure I don't like, I know for sure is expired, I just want to get rid of. And then I'll go in like a month later and I'll kind of do a little bit more, and then a month later I'll do a little bit more. And this is the products that I was very very on the fence about. And to be quite honest, a lot of these I didn't want to get rid of, but then I kept thinking, are you ever going to use it again? How often are you going to use it? Are you going to use it more than your favorites? Can somebody else benefit from it? Does it bring you joy? Does it make you happy when you pick it up, or does it make you feel cluttered? And that's kind of what got me to this point. So now I'm at a point where I feel like my makeup collection is good. It's not too much. I mean, it's definitely more than the average person, but it's not like this overwhelming amount of makeup that just gives me anxiety thinking about it. It's like a good amount of makeup. So I'm ready to do a makeup collection again. If you guys want to see that, let me know and I will film that for you. It's been about a year and a half since I've done a makeup collection, so I'm ready to do another one if you guys are ready to see it. But in this video, I wanted to go through the products that I'm getting rid of and kind of tell you why I'm getting rid of those products. A lot of them are really good products. A lot of them are things that I've held on to for a very long time because I love the brand, or I love the concept of the product, or I love the packaging, or somebody gave it to me as a gift. And it's just things that it's like, I don't need it anymore. You know what I mean? So that is my disclaimer. I want to let everybody know that all of these products are either going to be sold or given to people. They're not going to be thrown away. I'm not going to do a giveaway on the products. I know that happens. People ask that a lot when these declutter videos happen. I'm not going to do a giveaway. I feel weird giving away used makeup to like you guys. So I'm either going to give it to friends, family, or sell it on like Poshmark. If I do a Poshmark sale, I will let you guys know on my Twitter. And then you can shop the Poshmark sale if you want to, but I think that's it. Let's get started. Alright, so I have this big giant shoebox in front of me that is just like filled to the brim with products. So I'm gonna get started with these two little things right here. These are the Smashbox Cover Shot eyeshadow palettes. I actually have 3 of these. One of these is still in the box. I haven't even opened it. I got it at Gen Beauty LA. So I think I'm gonna save that one for a giveaway, but I'm gonna get rid of these two. I have the Ablaze palette and the matte palette. These palettes, I really liked them at first and I was really excited about them at first, but I don't use them as much as some of my other palettes. And when I look at the color selection, like especially of the Ablaze, it's so similar to other palettes that I have, and I just don't reach for these. I feel like they're almost too small, if that makes sense, and I feel like somebody else can get much more use out of these. I have a few Too Faced palettes in here, and Too Faced is one of those companies where their packaging sucks me in, and I want to buy everything because the packaging is so dang cute. And so I buy the product, I use it once, I love it, but then I don't ever use it again. And that is such a horrible habit to have, and I need to be more aware of that and not do that anymore. But what's on top here, there might be more underneath, but from what's on top here, I have 3 Too Faced palettes. 2 of these are eyeshadow palettes, and one of these I haven't even used. I think I've swatched it, but I haven't even used this palette on my eyes once, you guys. This is the Too Faced Sugar Pop palette. If you look at it, like, it's so cute. It has little macaroons on it. The colors are super cute. Like, this teal color is so pretty. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking I want to keep it for that teal color, but I'm not going to keep it for that teal color. It's just, the colors are a little bit too odd for me, and I don't think I would use it enough to justify. Luckily, I think I got it discounted, so that's good. And then the second one is the Peanut Butter and Honey palette. This is something that's like almost brand new. I've used it like 3 times, you guys, and oh, it smells so good. This is one where like I really don't want to get rid of it because it's so cute and the colors are nice, but a lot of them, like, look at all of these, look pretty much exactly the same. They look like they're the same color. They blend together. The only color that really stands out to me is this yellow color, and then Honey Brittle, which is right below it, like the peachy color. Those are the only 2 colors in this palette that make me really want to like actually use the palette. And to be honest, I have those colors in other palettes, so it's like, okay, I don't need to keep it even though it's so cute. And then the third Too Faced palette I have is actually like a cheek palette. This is the Sweet Peach Glow palette. This is one that I really liked when I got it, but I don't ever use it. Like, I've never reached for this ever in my collection, and I think the reason why is the bronzer pan is just too small. You can't fit a bronzer brush in there. It's very unrealistic. The highlighter is super pretty. I mean, it is probably one of the prettiest highlighters I own, but it's in this palette. So if I want a highlighter, I'm gonna reach for just a highlighter. I'm not gonna reach for this whole palette, you know what I mean? And the blush is pretty, but I do not like these sheeny blushes as much as I like matte blushes. So because of that, I'm getting rid of that. This feels refreshing. There's two Urban Decay palettes that I see right on top. Again, there might be more underneath, but the first one I'm gonna save it and give it to my mom because she loves these eyeshadows and I know she'll use this. So this is the Moon Dust palette, and I really do like the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadows, but the thing is, if I'm gonna use a glitter, I feel like there's so many better glitters that have come out since these Moon Dust palettes. So Urban Decay has liquid moon dust now, which I actually prefer more than the powders. And then Stila has those like glitters. I forget what they're called, but they're like the best glitters ever. Do I have any that are handy to show you guys? I'm honestly not too sure where I put them, but they're like the magnificent metal glitter thingies. So if I'm gonna use a glitter, I'm gonna use a glitter. I'm not gonna use these eyeshadows. So I'm gonna save this and give it to my mom. But no, I just don't use it. And then the second Urban Decay is the Naked 2 palette. I held on to this forever and ever and ever because I really wanted the full Naked collection. Like, in my mind, I had to have every single Naked palette to have my collection be complete. And in reality, that's so dumb. Like, if I'm not using it, let somebody else use it, you know what I mean? So Naked 2 is full of cool toned colors, and I just don't use cool toned colors on my eyes as much as I use warm tones. I can't even remember the last time I used this palette, you guys. I honestly don't even remember. I broke one of the colors in here, so it's kind of a mess. But the colors are really pretty. There's like these pewtery, like kind of silvery taupey colors. They're beautiful. They swatch good. I mean, Urban Decay powders are amazing, but just don't use them. I have a lot more eyeshadow palettes in here, you guys, so I'm gonna try to go a little bit quicker than I am going. This is another one where I felt like I had to hold on to it because I wanted the complete collection, but the truth is I just never ever use this palette. It's the Lorac Pro 3 palette, I believe. It's the kind of rose gold one, and the truth is, if I want a rose gold eye, I'm gonna use my Naked 3 palette, my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. I'm not gonna use this one. Then I don't need two palettes that have rosy tones. So that's why I'm getting rid of that one. The next one is a Makeup Geek palette, and I hate to do this because this is like a collector's item. But the truth is, I just don't use it. I just don't use it. So this is the Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette. This is something I bought because of the hype, and I did use it quite frequently, and then I stopped using it, and now it's to the point where like I kind of forgot about it, and when I opened it up and looked at it, I was like, I don't even, like all of these colors are in other palettes. All of these colors I can get in other things, so why would I use this one when I use the other stuff more frequently, you know what I mean? So it's a beautiful palette. I mean, the pigmentation is beautiful. I know I did a tutorial probably on most of these products, but the thing is I just don't use it. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. So that's that. And then the next palette is one that's still in the box. I actually think I got this in a BeautyCon box, and I was really excited about it, and I really wanted to use it in some tutorials, and then I just never got around to actually using it. And then now going back to it and swatching it, the colors just seem kind of chalky to me. And again, they're on the cool tone side, and I just don't see myself ever using it. This is the Cargo Around the World palette. So here's what it looks like. I mean, it's a really pretty palette. If you're into cool tones, then you would really like this, but I mean, it's in the box still. I should just get rid of it. Next is a product that was a gift, and that's why I was so hesitant to get rid of it. It's also a limited edition product that's not sold anymore, so I was like hanging on to this because I I don't know. This is probably one that I might put back in my drawer, and I might like think about it again. See, that was the whole point of me putting everything in a box and keeping it for a month or so, is my thought process was, if I put it in a box and I put it on the top shelf of my closet and I don't touch the products for a month, do I really need them? You know what I mean? So that's why this box sat in my closet for a month, and that's why I told you guys, like, oh, I'm not ready to do the declutter video yet, because I wanted to make sure I truly wanted to get rid of these. And so, I mean, I guess with that mentality, I'm never going to use this again, but God, okay, so here's what it looks like. This is the Kat Von D Monarch palette, by the way, and it's really pretty. And the pigmentation, I mean, these powders are so soft, but they're almost too soft that they're hard to work with. And so because of that, I found myself not really ever using this palette because there was a ton of fallout. And so I tried using it, and I want to say I used it in a few videos, and I've used it a lot, but there's a lot of taupes in here, and again, I don't like the cool toned colors, and I don't use it as much as some of my other palettes. So I loved it for the time frame that I had it, and I used it a lot, but I think I'm gonna let somebody else have that one. Okay, I think this is the last eyeshadow palette. This is by ColourPop, and I got this at Gen Beauty, and I was really excited about it, and then I never used it, not even once. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna let somebody else have it. But this was like a hand-picked palette. I put together the colors myself, and now I look at it and I'm like, why did I pick these colors? Like, I'm never gonna use these taupey colors. So there's like a kind of a purpley with sparkles, this like silvery color here. It's like a matte purple, and then this like shiny. These are just colors that I never use, so why did I pick those? All right, last thing that is like eyeshadow palette related is a Z palette. This is an empty Z palette, and I hung on to this for a long time because in my mind I thought I was gonna depan a bunch of stuff, or depot, whatever, and like fill this up, and then I've had this for like 3 years and I've never filled it up. So I'm gonna let somebody else use it. This is something where if I can't sell it, I will probably end up keeping it, just because it's not like it's gonna go bad. It's not gonna go stale. It's a Z palette, it's an empty Z palette at that. So I'll try to sell that, yeah. Okay, moving on to cheek palettes, and I have, oh, here's another eyeshadow palette. Good Lord. Okay, this is a mini one, so it was kind of hiding. This is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. Honestly, this palette has just gone bad. It smells funky. Like, I didn't think powders can go bad, but this one smells bad. Like, it's so weird, you guys. I used the crap out of this though. I don't feel bad getting rid of this because I actually really used this and I really liked it. I hit pan on this middle color right here. So, I mean, this is something I'm not sad about getting rid of, but it actually started to smell weird. Okay, cheek palettes. I have a highlighter palette. This is the Anastasia Glow Sun Dipped Kit. This is one where I bought it because I have one that I really like. It's the Gleam, I think is what it's called. It's hiding in here somewhere. I want to say it's the Gleam palette, and I really liked that one, so I bought this one without even looking at it. And then when I got home and I looked at it, I was like, those colors are not going to work for me. They're way too dark. I mean, the only one that I can get away with using is like this one, maybe that one on a good day, but they're just too dark for me. It needs to go to somebody with darker skin, so there's that. And then I have the Tarteist Blush palette. This is another thing that I was so excited about. I did a video about it. I was really excited about it. I was dead set that I would use it every single day, and I don't. I can't even remember the last time I used this. The colors are beautiful, and if somebody didn't have a whole bunch of blush already, this would be a great like first starter blush thing, but because I have so many blushes already, I just don't use it. Okay, I have a bunch of brushes on here, and I'm not gonna go through each brush individually. There's too many of them. But brushes are one of those things that I kind of hoard for a while, and then I end up doing a big declutter of them. So there's a lot of good brushes in here. It's just, I feel like I have enough brushes behind me, and I just didn't use these ones a lot. Some of these I've had for a long time, like this Benefit brush. Like, does Benefit even make brushes anymore? I don't even know if Benefit makes brushes anymore, but it's just, they're brushes that I've either had for a long time or I just don't use anymore. Okay, another cheek palette in here. Yeah. I was like looking to make sure there was no more cheek palettes. There's individual blushes, but this is the last cheek palette. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess. I got this as a gift and I really did enjoy it, but this is another one of those products that's starting to stink, and I don't know, like, I don't know why. It smells just like the Urban Decay Naked. Like, it has like a, almost like a mildew and dirt mixed together scent. It's bad, and I feel like I can't put it on my face anymore, but this really was a really good palette. I mean, it's the perfect matte bronzer, it's the perfect blush, it's the perfect highlighter. Like, it's a really good all-inclusive palette, but again, it's starting to stink, and I can't put that on my face. I have quite a few blushes in here. Blushes are one of those products that I kind of hoard, and then I do a big de-stash all at once. I don't know why I do that, but I have a ton of blushes in here, actually. So, actually, I think I'm going to stop this video because it's going to be super long, and then part 2 will be coming like in a day or two after this. So I'm gonna film it right after this, but I just don't want to make a super duper long video that you're not going to be able to sit through. So I'm gonna stop right here, and then part 2 will be coming very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys.